So Wuthering Waves has a massive problem at the moment, and that problem is leaks. Now obviously leaks in this community are something that's very heavily debated. Obviously some people really like leaks as it can help out the community quite a bit, especially whenever considering, who to pull for and how a character is going to work in the future. But then there's also many people against leaks as well. Obviously it can spoil a lot of stuff for a lot of people. People like to be surprised whenever it comes to a new update or a new character or even a new storyline, because obviously there's different kind of leaks. You have character leaks where it leaks the overall look of a character and the overall, play style of them. And then you've also got stuff like story leaks where it actually leaks full on like cutscenes or even just plot points to a story, which can be much more annoying than character leaks. But recently it seems like Wuthering Waves have actually been cracking down on leaks quite a bit, and they've even been taking down some of the most notable leakers in the community. Not only that, but they also issued a couple of statements, and it seems like they're taking this very, very seriously, and we're going to be going through all of it in this video today. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to Gamer Subs, use my code KAZO and get yourself 10% off a ton of caps and tubs. I definitely recommend going to go check it out because they have an event on at the moment where you can actually get free shipping with pretty much anything you order, and not to mention you get free shipping with the free samples as well. So if you just want to try out Gamer Subs, then I definitely recommend getting a free sample where you can get it completely free, even the shipping free. So go to the link down below, and yeah, let's get back into the video. So recently there's this post from the Wuthering Waves developers team, which is pretty much a page on Twitter that, is run by the Wuthering Waves developers. What they do on this account is pretty much give you like really small updates and just kind of statements to do with the game. Obviously they talked about winning best audiovisual accomplishment at the Pocket Gamer Biz Awards, and they also do other stuff like showing off storyboards from trailers, as we've got the Jeju one right here. Recently they actually released this post saying, "Dear Rovers, we have noticed that unreleased Wuthering Waves content has been leaked onto social media platforms. Disseminating incomplete information about the game may undermine players' enjoyment of the game as a whole, dampen the enthusiasm of content creators, and disrupt the overall development for the future content. To maintain the health of our community, any unauthorized disclosure of Wuthering Waves content is strictly prohibited. Let's work together to prevent such behavior, and we appreciate your continued support for Wuthering Waves." Now obviously this was quite a shock because obviously companies don't really talk about leaks that much. They usually just kind of deal with it in the background, as we've seen with MiHoYo and Genshin Impact and stuff. They just kind of take the leakers to court or somehow punish them in whatever way they can, and it doesn't really get talked about in the public eye. But it seems like Wuthering Waves are actually appealing to the fans to stop spreading these leaks, because obviously it's one thing catching a lot of these leakers, but once you've caught one, there'll always be another that will just pop up. And these leaks are sometimes caught in the beta tests of the games, sometimes they're actual developers of Wuthering Waves. That is usually a very, very rare case, and I don't think that's the case with Wuthering Waves. It's usually just people playing the beta test and recording it. So again, there's always going to be other people popping up, and I think they've actually done a really good job of actually, dealing with a lot of these leaks. Because as I said, other gacha game companies deal with them just by taking the actual leakers to court and just kind of getting them to stop releasing the content altogether, which again can work because obviously it slows down the release of them. But I think they're actually appealing to the players that spread this and telling them, hey, can you not kind of like spread this stuff because it's kind of detrimental to the game. I think that's a very good way to go about it, because if another person does come up and actually start spreading leaks, then, maybe it won't get spread around as much as it used to before. Because they also actually released this statement alongside this tweet, and pretty much this is all in Chinese, and Narashio, obviously, they are a Wuthering Waves, news site, and I trust them with the translation of this. Obviously, take this as a grain of salt. I don't know exactly how accurate they are with translating Chinese, but they say, "Recently we've discovered that some users leaked and spread unreleased content of Wuthering Waves on various internet platforms. Such behavior, whether directed at players or our project team, causes significant damage. In response, Pure Games makes the following serious statement. It says, unreleased Wuthering Waves content, included but not limited to version activities, character information, and storyline, is considered our company's trade secret. Any unauthorized acquisition, sharing, or dissemination of such trade secrets for commercial purposes is considered a violation of our rights. At present, we've collected relevant evidence of certain users leaking and sharing sensitive content. We will be taking appropriate legal action to protect our lawful interests." So they're actually taking action against a lot of the users that have been spreading this around. Obviously, we don't know exactly who they are. There was some kind of like rumors about who they are because obviously, they've probably stopped making content about now. So you can kind of add up who's been caught. But again, they're actually targeting the leakers themselves. But also, as I said, they're kind of appealing to a lot of the players, telling them, hey, can you not spread this stuff at the same time? Which I think is the best way to go about it, rather than just going after the leakers. They say, we believe that some individuals' unauthorized leaking of in-development content not only disrupts the immersive experience for players for the official Wuthering Waves game, but also causes serious interference with our project's team scheduling and planning. This kind of behavior does not contribute to creative freedom and severely dampens our team's passion for the game development. Which again is very true. Obviously there's this whole thing of people saying, oh, it ruins the game and it, spoils a lot of the story or a lot of the characters. But also it does spoil a lot of things for the project team and the people that are actually working on this game, because they have to reschedule stuff based on leaks. if a leak comes out like 2 months before they're actually planning on advertising a character, then they're probably gonna have to bring it forwards a little bit, because else it's just gonna fall off and the hype just isn't gonna be there anymore. So again, it kind of ruins the overall scheduling for Courier Games, which again can suck and can really inhibit how much Wuthering Waves can really grow in the future. And it also just disrupts a lot of people who actually want to play the game kind of spoiler free. They said since Wuthering Waves began its official testing, each update and new versions of the game have been received overwhelming attention and positive feedback from the player base. We deeply appreciate the love that players have shown for Wuthering Waves and the anticipation surrounding each new version's content. The project team is immensely grateful for this support, and every update brings us closer to our shared vision of delivering the official experience to each player. So again, this is a, statement brought out by Courier Games. I think it's a pretty fair statement. I mean, I don't really like seeing leaks on my page. To be honest, I like to be surprised, and I like to see a lot of the trailers coming out from Wuthering Waves officially whenever they plan to do it, because again, they know what's best whenever it comes to scheduling and kind of hyping up a character in the right amount of time. Whereas people who spoil and, leak a lot of the content, it just kind of spoils up the overall schedule and the overall hype behind this character or, this update or whatever. And I've seen a lot of people just don't really like that. And including me, I don't like seeing a lot of this leak content on my page. And I tend not to interact with it as much as possible, and you can probably see that by my content too, seeing as I don't, cover any kind of leak content on my channel. Unless it's like something like this, where it's kind of talking about leaks, but not actual leaks. If you get what I mean, you get what I mean. But obviously, there's a lot of people out there saying that, maybe Courier Games do need to step up their game a bit with Wuthering Waves, with the advertising and overall, hyping up a character. And they're pretty much saying that because Wuthering Waves doesn't, bring out enough marketing for their characters or for their updates, that people are forced to leak, which again, I don't think is very true. As we see with Genshin Impact and stuff, and even Honkai Star, they do an amazing job at advertising a lot of the characters, but they still get leaked anyways. I mean, I don't think it's going to change even if they do bring out more advertisement. People always want to get in there first and try to get the clicks from this. So I don't really think that, bringing out more advertisement would help it that much. I mean, it probably would help it a little bit. I think a lot of people would be much more interested in the character, and I think, they could even beat the leakers to it. But at the same time, I don't think that that's the entire reason that people are leaking content. It's purely just for clicks and just for, people wanting to get there first. Obviously, some people do think they're being helpful by, releasing some of these characters early, but I don't really think it's helpful at all. As they said, it kind of, damages their company a bit, damages the overall scheduling of the game, which obviously, yeah, can really mess up their whole advertising plan. So if anything, these leaks are actually messing up their advertising plan, which is why we're getting such an inconsistent look at some of these characters and updates. And if some of these leaks stopped, then maybe they could, improve some of their advertising and marketing in the future. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what kind of happens with that, because as I said, they're taking action against some of these users. So hopefully they do get the, justice that they deserve. And hopefully we do see less leaks altogether, because again, I know some people do like leaks and like seeing stuff early, but there's no real need to it. I like seeing, the official kind of trailers and seeing the official stuff come out and actually, going by Courier Games' schedule. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that leaking is a terrible thing that's happening in Wuthering Waves at the moment? Or do you think that it's not that bad and that maybe Courier Games are a little bit harsh on these leakers? Honestly, in my opinion, I think, it's totally deserved. I think if they leak a game, then they should face the consequences of leaking this game. And overall, I think it's a good move from Wuthering Waves to target the leakers themselves, but also target some of the audience that are sharing and spreading these kind of leaks around. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go to GameSups. As I said, they got that event, so I definitely recommend going to go check that out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.